Parshat Teytzey contains a lot of laws, and amongst them there are two that guarantee long life. The first one is very popularly known. If you're walking along the path and you see a bird's nest and the mother bird is on the nest or on the babies and you want to take the babies or the eggs, first of all, you must send away the mother bird. Shiloh haken, sending away the bird on the nest, and then you may take the babies. And that, says the Torah, will give you long life. Later on in the Sidra, it also says that if you have honest weights and measures, in other words, if you are honest in your business dealings, you will also have long life. There's another famous law in the Torah which talks about long life, and that is honoring your mother and your father. But the truth of the matter is, the Torah, in several places, talks about keeping Torah in general, guaranteeing you long life. And the question is, what does that actually mean? There's a famous Gemara in Kiddushin, in which the Gemara tells us about some rabbis seeing a father send a child up a ladder to send away the mother bird, and the child falls and dies, and they say, well, where's the long life there? There are three different answers. One answer is that long life doesn't mean in this world, it means in the next world. The other is the answer of the heretic who says, well, frankly, this proves that the Torah doesn't know what it's talking about, and I'm leaving Judaism. And the third very practical one is, hold on, did anybody check to see if the ladder was a good ladder? Because if we are not careful about what we do, accidents will happen. That's almost inevitable. There is another answer that the Gemara gives somewhere else in Avot, and that is that the reward for doing a good deed is that we carry on doing good things, and a punishment for a bad deed is that we go on doing bad things. But the question still intrigues me. Why do we pick on these specific three examples to talk about long life? Well, if you believe that the answer to long life is in the next world, well, that's fine. But there's another way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is to say this. Long life on earth does not necessarily mean to the individual. After all, many of the promises that are made about success in life in the Torah are referring to the people, the children of Israel in general. The individual Jew may disappear, but the nation will never disappear. Depends on how we behave as to what happens to us in the process. So I think that it is perfectly possible to explain these three examples as saying, for human life to function well on earth, there are several conditions that apply. The first one is, one needs family, one needs parents to give the stability, to help children grow up to be balanced and healthy and see the difference between good and bad. We also need to be able to transact, to do business, to trade. That's part of the interaction that's required in this world. Not everybody's going to be a farmer, not everybody's going to be an industrialist. We need to be able to work together. And we can only work together if we can trust each other. We can only trust each other if we have honest weights and measures. And finally, we're seeing increasingly how important the balance of nature is, how to be aware of what's going on. Of course, there's a debate in the Gemara as to whether these laws about being nice to animals or caring about them is because we care about animals, or whether it's because we should be sensitive. And if we are sensitive to animals, how much more sensitive should we be to human beings? The argument isn't resolved. They are both right. But for us to have humanity surviving and doing well, it needs cooperation, it needs families, it needs commerce, and it needs a balance of nature and fair custodianship of the natural world.